As Chinese ships tighten their grip across contested waters, two democracies draw closer than ever. Japan and Taiwan are quietly building a new line of defense, Coast Guard drills, shared intelligence, and a potential alliance born in defiance of Beijing's warning. Beijing calls it provocation. Washington calls it preparedness. But for Tokyo and Taipei, caught between a rising power and a long-standing ally. From missile shields to maritime patrols, a new front is emerging in the Indo-Pacific. One that China cannot ignore. Japan is reportedly preparing to institutionalize Coast Guard training with Taiwan, a move seen as deepening maritime coordination between two US-aligned partners amid escalating territorial tensions with China. The program, first reported by Japanese newspaper the Yomiuri Shimbun, comes as Chinese Coast Guard ships increase their patrols near Taiwan and Japanese-controlled islands, raising concerns across the region. According to the newspaper, Japanese and Taiwanese Coast Guards conducted a joint exercise off the Sakishima Islands in June 2025, simulating a search and rescue operation. The exercise marked only the second such drill since Tokyo cut diplomatic ties with Taipei in 1972 to recognize Beijing. Unlike the first joint exercise in July last year, Taiwan's 413-foot patrol vessel Yunlin and Japan's 134-foot helicopter-equipped patrol ship Mizuo came close enough to establish visual contact, a symbolic milestone in post-1972 relations. Citing sources familiar with the proceedings, the report further added that the recent drill marked a further step toward normalized maritime cooperation. The two sides are considering expansion of the program to include allied and like-minded nations. Both Japan and Taiwan maintain close defense ties with the United States. Tokyo is a formal US treaty ally, while Taipei remains a major purchaser of American weapons under the US-Taiwan Relations Act, despite the absence of official diplomatic relations. Beijing, which claims Taiwan as its territory, has repeatedly warned against official or quasi-official interactions between other nations and the self-ruled island. Chinese officials have condemned the growing cooperation. Earlier in May, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian reiterated that
the Diaoyu Islands have always been China's territory.
Japan's Foreign Ministry responded by asserting on its official website that
there is no doubt that the Senkaku Islands are clearly an inherent part of the territory of Japan, in light of historical facts and based upon international law.
Meanwhile, Taiwan's Coast Guard administration issued a statement on October 3rd, denouncing Beijing's assertive maritime posture.
In recent years, Chinese government vessels have frequently carried out provocative and infringing activities against neighboring countries in the South China Sea and the Indo-Pacific region, affecting regional security and stability.
The Senkaku Islands, known as the Diaoyu Islands in China, have long been a flashpoint between the two nations. Tensions spiked after Japan nationalized the island chain in 2012, prompting a sharp rise in Chinese patrols. According to local media reports in August, Japan now plans to build 2 new large patrol ships and acquire 4 US-made MQ-9B Sea Guardian drones to bolster maritime surveillance capabilities in response to China's increasingly assertive patrols. The development comes as Japan undergoes a leadership transition. Sanae Takaichi, a nationalist member of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, was elected as Japan's new Prime Minister. Analysts expect security cooperation with Taiwan to deepen under her administration, potentially further straining ties with Beijing. Taiwan, for its part, has pledged to continue challenging Chinese incursions into what it considers restricted waters around its territories, including Pratas Island and the Kinmen Island County near China's coast. As China ramps up missile deployments along its eastern coast, Taiwan is reinforcing its air defense posture, turning once again to American technology. According to Newsweek, Taiwan is considering placing additional orders for combat-proven Patriot air defense systems from the United States as China advances its missile capabilities in preparation for a potential invasion of the self-ruled island. The Taiwanese Air Force confirmed that it is closely monitoring the progress of its Patriot Advanced Capability 2 and Patriot Advanced Capability 3 systems, which are currently on order from the United States. These systems are designed to intercept ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and aircraft. They also have proven their combat worth, most recently during US operations in the Middle East and Ukraine's defense against Russian attacks. Taiwan's The Taipei Times reported that the government is planning to acquire 4 additional PAC-3 missile segment enhancement systems and up to 500 interceptors, following US recommendations to expand its missile stockpile. Taiwan had already signed an agreement with Washington in 2021 for PAC-3 MSE deliveries, scheduled for 2025 and 2026. However, according to the Liberty Times, deliveries could now be accelerated, with the first units expected to arrive before the end of this year. In its 2024 China Military Power Report, the US Department of Defense warned that Beijing could employ precision missiles and airstrikes to degrade Taiwan's defenses and neutralize its leadership during a potential invasion scenario.
The People's Republic of China could use precision missile and airstrikes against key government and military targets, including air bases, radar sites, missiles, space assets, and communications facilities to degrade Taiwan's defenses, neutralize its leadership, or undermine the public's resolve to resist.
Still, uncertainty remains over whether Washington will authorize additional Patriot sales to Taipei. US President Donald Trump recently claimed that Chinese President Xi Jinping had promised not to invade Taiwan during his time in office, a statement that remains unverified but reflects ongoing diplomatic ambiguity in Washington's approach. While Taiwan fortifies its skies, China's People's Liberation Army rocket force continues to highlight its own readiness. Citing the New York Times, satellite imagery shows that Chinese missile brigades along the mainland's east coast have expanded their bases and deployed newer, longer-range missile systems. Earlier this week, Chinese state media released footage of missile-launching vehicle crews, declaring that all operators are waiting for the moment of launch. In 2022, China launched multiple ballistic missiles into waters surrounding Taiwan, a show of force following political visits to Taipei by Western lawmakers. As military drills expand, missile systems proliferate, and maritime patrols intensify, the Indo-Pacific finds itself increasingly defined by interlocking deterrence, where every alliance, exercise, and weapons sale sends a signal across the Taiwan Strait.